Good morning. Today we are doing CO15. I can determine whether a given value is a solution to an equation. We're starting to get into the more complicated sounding objectives, but as we break stuff down, it's not as complicated as we think. So really pay attention so we can understand what these terms mean, so we can figure out our answers. So the first thing we have to know is, what is an equation? An equation is a statement showing two values are equivalent. In the last objective, you evaluated expressions for a given variable. Future objectives will focus on solving for or finding the value of a variable in an equation. But before we get to that, we're going to look at how to decide if a variable for a variable works in an equation. So when we have an equation, there's always an equal sign. We have one side of the equal sign is equal to the other side. Now, in the math that we have done so far in our lives, we usually just have an answer on the other side of the equal sign, one number. As we get into more complicated math, we're going to have stuff on one side of the equal sign, and we're going to have more stuff on the other side, and we need to show that they are equal, they are equivalent, they balance out. Okay, so if we had 5 plus 2 equals 7, well, 5 plus 2 is 7, and that equals 7. It balances out. Like I said, as we get into more complicated math, we will have mathy work to do on one side and math work to do on the other side, and we show that they are balanced, they are equivalent. So, let's take a look at some of these examples. 8n plus 22 equals 54. That is our given equation. Can n equal 1? Why or why not? Laura?
No.
Why?
Because if it is 8 times 1 plus 22, that would equal 30, not 54.
So Laurel says it's no, because when we put that 1 in for n, we put it in, then we have to do the math. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 22, that equals 30. 30 does not equal 54. So that variable does not work as a solution. Now let's look at, can n equal 7? Why or why not? Henry?
No, it can't equal 7, because 8 times 7 is 56, and that's already bigger than 54. Then we're adding more on to it, so now it's definitely not.
Because 56 plus 22 is going to be way bigger than 54, because 56 already is bigger. Now, can n equal 4? Finley?
Yes.
Why?
Because 8 times 4 is 32, and then 32 plus 22 is 54.
Notice how I am writing out all of my steps. Joe, looking at you. Writing out our steps. So you're doing it with me right now. Make sure we do it when we show our work. Okay, we're showing that 32 plus 22 really does equal 54. So I'm showing that they are equal. We're not guessing. We're not saying, yep, I did it in my head and I think that works. We're showing it step by step. So now let's look at our next one. Our next one is -2 times in parentheses 3n plus 1 equals 28. So can n equal 3? Elliot? Elliot says no. Let's check and see. We have to prove it. So -2 times 3 times that n of 3 plus 1 equals 28. So first I do inside parentheses. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. So -2 times 10, does that equal 28? -2 times 10 is -20. -20 does not equal 28. What about can n equal -5? So you can work it out and see if you can figure it out. -2 times 3 times 5 plus 1, does that equal 28? Oops, I made a mistake. What mistake did I make? Joe?
Not 5 is
It's -5. So be careful. I went back and I was checking my work and I found that mistake. Always check to make sure that you are writing things correctly. Can n equal -5? What do you think, Elliot? You don't think it can? All right, let's work it through. What is 3 times -5?
-15.
What is -15 plus 1?
-14.
What is -2 times -14?
28.
So
Take
can
the L.
it equal -5? It can. You see where you went wrong?
I didn't, like, when you actually, when you multiply two numbers.
So you had -28 equals 28? Yeah. So we're getting thrown at us some of those objectives from the past that we have to make sure we remember. Negative times a negative equals a positive. We have to remember -15 plus a positive 1 is -14. Right? So these objectives that we've had previously are coming back to haunt us now. Can n equal -2? So we can't just say no because we know this one was a yes. We have to show the work, right? So we're going to put it in, -2 times 3 times -2 plus 1 equals 28. So here 3 times -2 is -6 plus 1 times that -2. -6 plus 1 is -5 times -2. That equals a positive 10. Positive 10 does not equal 28. Okay? So, what you are going to do on this assignment is this first number in front of that semicolon, that is your given value. You are going to plug that in for the variable and do your order of operations. So that first number before the semicolon is our variable value. And you need to decide, is it a yes or a no? So you're going to do your work first, and then you're going to write yes or no. Does it balance? Is it equal? So what that would look like to show my work, I'm going to put my variable in, and then I do my work. 3 minus 13 is what?
-10.
-10. Does -10 equal 10?
Nope.
No, it does not, so my answer is no. You must show your steps. Show your works, because if you get the problem wrong, we need to be able to go back and say, where did I mess up? Finley?
Can we use our calculators to check our answers?
To check, yes. On the test, you will not be able to use your calculator, because we want to make sure you know how to do the math. But you work out all of your math first, and then you can go back and check it. Any other questions? On the bottom, we've got write a true equation with a variable value of 9. So you're going to write an equation using 9, and then you take the 9 out and you put a variable in for it. So what that would look like. Let's do 36 divided by 9 equals 4, right? 36 divided by 9 is 4. Now I'm going to take that 9 out and put a variable in for it. So that 9, it doesn't equal 9. 9 is the variable value. So write the equation using the number 9, it equals something, and then you erase the 9 and you put a variable in. Does that make sense? So your variable value has to be in the equation part, not in the solution. I don't want it to equal 9. I want that 9 to be in your equation. Any questions? We will see this on the test. So you have to understand how to write your own equation with a given variable value. Okay, so that you will have a question like that on the test. So if you don't understand how to do that, make sure you come check in with me. Okay, if you're looking at the next one, write a true equation with, when it says true equation, it means that it works. So write a true equation with a variable value of -4. So you write out an equation using -4 in the equation, and it equals something else. Then erase the -4 and put your n. Okay. If you finish before class time is done, this is a one-pager, so I'm guessing there'll be quite a few of us who finish before class time is done. We know what we have to do. Make sure packet number 2 is turned in. It was due last week. Make sure Khan Academy assignments are done. They were due last week. You can work on Mysteries of the Rosary after that. First comes your Khan and packet 2. Then it comes Mysteries of the Rosary and packet number 3. So this is the perfect time to get tested on those Mysteries of the Rosary. Go ahead and quietly work. If you are watching this at home, I hope you are well and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day and don't forget to like and subscribe.